What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are going to be recapping and breaking down the new movie that just came out about a week ago called Air. Yes, the Air Jordan movie. I really liked this movie. A brilliant cast that just killed it, and I mean, we all know the history behind Air Jordan, so it's not like I'm spoiling anything, and if I am spoiling it for you, where have you been? Just kidding. But yes, I did like this movie a lot, and we will dive right into it right now. So we start off with an awesome sports montage, and the music in this movie absolutely is awesome throughout. We see all the greatest sports moments, all the big moments from the 80s. And then we go to 1984. We meet Sonny Vaccaro, who is the main character of this movie, played by Matt Damon. Now, in 1984, Nike was so low compared to Converse and Adidas, and it was barely hanging on. And in 2023, they're the big boys. So we see Chris Tucker, and I honestly can't remember the last time I saw him in a movie. I was stunned to see him, and there's another guy I was stunned to see in this movie too as well. But he is the VP of talent, and his name is Howard in the movie. And then he tells us where the slogan "Just Do It" came from. Won't repeat that though. Then we see Jason Bateman. Like I said, this cast is incredible. The amount of people they got for this movie, and the fact that it was going to be a streaming only blew my mind, and I'm glad they brought it to the theaters. Jason Bateman plays Rob. He is the VP of marketing for Nike. And then they're going through the draft board, and they're like, all right, who can we get here? And somebody says Charles Barkley, and they were like, nobody wants to see Charles Barkley on TV. Ironically, Charles Barkley is like one of the best things on TV in 2023. So it's kind of funny. Sonny and Rob, they go to the bathroom, and they're having a full-blown meeting, and they discuss business. Sonny mentions Michael Jordan, and they're like, we can't get him. We see Ben Affleck, who plays Philip Knight, the CEO of Nike. They're so down bad, Philip had to lay off a quarter of the company because basketball, it's on the chopping block at Nike. It's not doing good. We see Sonny in a 7-Eleven. He's buying stuff. He buys a Michael Jordan magazine. And he asks the 7-Eleven employee, you think Jordan's going to be good? And the 7-Eleven employee goes, nah, he won't amount to much. Oh boy, was he wrong. Then we see Sonny watching tape on Michael Jordan, and he just keeps constantly going back and forth. And then he has that vision. He's like, I want to base this shoe entirely around Michael Jordan. They don't want to sign 3 guys for his shoes. They want to sign 1 guy, and it's Michael Jordan. And I think that was a smart move, judging by the history. Just kidding. Of course it was a genius move. But yes, Matt Damon, Sonny, sees Jordan for what he ended up being. So of course Sonny wants to pay the $250,000 in the budget just to Michael Jordan. Philip Knight says, no dice. Sonny says he's willing to bet his career on Michael Jordan. Paid off. So we see Sonny go to LA. He meets with George Raveling, the United States basketball team played by Marlon Wayans. That was another surprise cameo. Just the cast they got for this movie is just insane. But Raveling says he won't sign with Nike. So Sonny makes the idea. He's like, I'm going to go talk to the parents. And they're like, that's pretty unprofessional and can get you fired. But Sonny does it anyway. He makes it to North Carolina, and it's so funny. This movie's based in 84. He has to look at a map to try and find the Jordan's house, and it's just like in 2023. You would never have to do that, but of course in 1984. Then we see Michael Jordan's parents. Michael Jordan's mom is played by Viola Davis, which was one of the requests for Michael Jordan from this movie to Ben Affleck, and they made it happen, of course. They're hesitant at first, but they talk to Sonny. He says he's in Wilmington because he believes in Michael. Running theme there. Folk curses out Sonny, and then some, for going to the house. And yeah, Folk was a brilliant character in this. He always loses his mind, and he comes back in later in a very funny moment. So Sonny wants the shoe to stand out. He doesn't want it to be like any normal shoe. Then we go to the Converse meeting, because Sonny tells the Jordan parents exactly what they're going to say at Converse and Adidas. He nails both of those meetings. They say the same exact thing, and even Michael Jordan's mom is like, Then we see Pete, the guy who's in charge of making the shoes at Nike. He is the one, now I don't know if they did this for the story or who really came up with it, quite frankly, but he's like, what about Air Jordan? And Rob and Sonny are like, that's genius. They want more red in the shoe, but at the time the NBA said it needs a certain amount of white in the shoe. And they said, you know what, we'll just pay the fines. We want this shoe to look as we envisioned it. So then we go to the Adidas meeting. Sonny nails everything they're going to say to Jordan, and Mrs. Jordan catches on. And then Sonny and Phil finally talk. Phil finally gives him permission, pay him the whole $250K, get this guy. And he's like, well, what's the name? Sonny says, Air Jordan. And Phil goes, maybe it will grow on me. We finally arrive at the Nike meeting, and we see the shoe, and it looks fantastic. Phil comes in late, as to the plan, because he wants to make sure the Jordans know he's a busy man, but he made time for Jordan. And then they put Michael on the cover of everything Nike related, even the swimsuit issue, which was a little weird. Michael's dad laughed at that, the mom didn't, so Michael's dad was like, they're showing Michael a video, and eventually Sonny shuts it off, and he gives this very passionate speech. He's telling Michael what's going to happen, and of course, everything that Sonny says, Jordan pans out to be. And then we see a video of Jordan's career, the real Michael Jordan. And it's everything from his dad getting shot to his baseball career with the cool music playing in the background. And then some time passes. Sonny is very worried that the Jordans won't take the deal. And of course, time after time, he's being played in the background while they're waiting. Sonny's just waiting for the call. Adidas matched the offer they found out from Chris Tucker, Howard, and they added a car. So you think in the moment, you're like, all right, we're really done. Then Sonny gets a call and he thinks it's Falk. But you hear Mrs. Jordan on the line and he goes, well, this was a pleasant surprise. The Jordans say they're going to accept, but the only way they accept is if Michael gets a part of every Air Jordan sold. Doesn't want the full Nike. And then that's never been done before. And Sonny goes, we can't do that, you know? That's never been done before. So Sonny says no. Then he talks to Phil and Phil says, let's do it. Why not? Phil says, that's how I got this place, by taking risks. So go close that deal with the Jordans. Sonny calls Mrs. Jordan and tells her it's a done deal. And then we see Sonny in the office. He goes, hey, everybody, we just got Michael Jordan. And everyone is going crazy. Rob walks in and Rob's like, close the deal? And then they hug. And it's a funny moment at the very end of the movie. Phil and Sonny are in the office. Phil is just sitting on his couch barefoot. And Phil's like, how much money can this guy possibly make, you know? He's only one guy. He's like, 3 million. Well, that was well above expectations. Yeah, it sold 162 million worth in the first year. Crazy. Then we see the same 7-Eleven employee earlier. And Sonny's like, well, what'd you think? He goes, I always knew Jordan would be good. Then we get into where are they now? Nike makes $4 billion. Yes, $4 billion annually off of Air Jordan. Sonny went down in history, not just for that, but he was one of the main reasons in 2014 the NIL came into play. He fought for them, for college athletes to get paid. He's always been that guy. Philip Knight is still running the company. Falk sold his company for $100 million, and Falk in one scene says, I'm going to eat alone. I don't care if I have friends. That night, he sold his company. He was eating alone, not talking to anybody, not even the waiter. Pete, unfortunately, in real life, died about a month before this movie was announced. He plays a major role in this, and yeah, what a fantastic movie. Right now, this is my favorite movie of 2023 so far. We are in April, and I give it a 9 out of 10. I wish they would have shown Jordan, the actual Michael Jordan, but there's a reason behind that. But like I said, this is my favorite movie of 2023 so far. If you haven't seen it, even if you're not a basketball fan, just go see it for the history alone. Everybody knows the story of Air Jordan. So it's not like you have to watch another movie to understand what's going on. There's going to be no sequel to this. Just go enjoy. It's under 2 hours, so it's not that long. And yeah, solid movie. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, go see it for sure. But until next time, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you give me a subscribe. Those go a long way, folks. And if you haven't seen my Always Sunny stream, check it out. And if you haven't seen my mock draft video, that is coming out Thursday, April 20th, 7 p.m. NFL mock draft, baby. We're going to have a good time with that. But until next time, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.